Never get comfortable, because as soon as you get comfortable in your rock star mindset, and as soon as everything is going great, April, what happens is you get a major curveball. So I like baseball, and the pitcher's on the mound, and he throws me the major curveball of life. And this is my family, my wife and I, and our 3 little kids at the time. 2, 4, and 6. Actually, they're 1, 3, and 5 in this picture. So we are, little backstory, this is Air Supply and me today. Obviously, they've grown a little and gray and stuff. So this is Air Supply now. And I asked Air Supply, this is a very funny thing. I'm on the board of advisors for the Michael Hoffman Foundation in Santa Clarita. It's a children's cancer foundation to children with cancer, the most awful thing in the world. So I'm on this foundation, and I'm at my first meeting as a board of advisors member, and they put on a huge event every September in Santa Clarita. Like 1,000 people, and they used to get local bands to play. And in this first meeting that I go to, they say, we want to take it to the next level this year. We need to get like a name band or something. And not joking, I wish I had it on tape, but this lady in the meeting says to everyone, there's 20 of us, she says, yeah, we need to get a band like Air Supply. And I was sitting there going, oh, I'm going to look real good right now. and I said, this is true. I said, excuse me for a minute, I'm going to the restroom. Went to the restroom, took my phone with me, called up the manager for Air Supply and the lead singer for Air Supply. 7 minutes later, I get back to the room, I sit down, and I said, we have Air Supply. And they're like, oh, funny guy. I said, no, we really do. And they did it for me for free. They weren't even on tour, and they did it for free because I became really, really good friends with them. So I'm telling the story for a reason. So I'm on the Michael Hoffman Foundation. Air Supply comes in and does a show in September 2006. It was an amazing show. And Russell, the lead singer, went to the audience and serenaded it was amazing. And it was great. And it made me look really good. A week later, we go to the pumpkin patch. This is never get comfortable. We go to the pumpkin patch with my 3 kids. And my wife and I in the pumpkin patch, because they opened in September. We go to the pumpkin patch. We're hanging out in the pumpkin patch. And this is my wife and Hayden. And right after that picture, Natasha had a cough for 2 weeks now. It takes me a second because I have to lose it every time I say it. Okay. So we go to the doctors, and 5 hours later, she walks out with Hodgkin's lymphoma cancer. Right, exactly. Never get comfortable. Because everything was going great in our lives, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, she had a cough. And she now they rushed us to 5 doctors because there was this massive thing in her chest and her neck and her back. And 5 hours later, she has Hodgkin's lymphoma. And I forget to say this sometimes, but my wife is totally in remission and doing great. So everyone always asks me after the thing, like, is your wife okay? And you never say anything. She's totally doing great, and everything is great. But at that time, and this is her having chemo, and she had a port here, and they had to and she's always smiling, and she tells the doctor says, with this chemo, it's 100% that you lose your hair. The B in the ABVD cocktail, 100%, and the doctor's bald, and he's like, and, you're going to look like me. And she said, no, I'm not. I am not losing my hair. And she never lost her hair. It's the weirdest thing in the world, and I truly believe in positive thinking. That might be taking it to another level, but she said, I am not losing my hair, Dr. Black. And she did not lose her hair. Anyway, she's doing great now, but I tell this story because we were doing great. Everything was going great, and you never know. If I had a job, a full-time job, and she had a full-time job, not being an entrepreneur, I don't know how people get over things like this with a full-time job. It's almost impossible. And add 3 little kids to the mix, virtually impossible. And that's why I truly believe that people do not survive these things sometimes because of the other situations going on, not necessarily the cancer. So because I'm an entrepreneur, because I've figured out how to make money by myself, which I teach at my boot camps, how to become an entrepreneur, because the corporate world is screwed up anyway now, and there's no security anymore anyway. Now, God forbid, something happens like this, you have a chance.